What would you do if you woke up handcuffed to your cold, lifeless husband? His final act not love but betrayal? Stranded in a snowbound house with no signal, no help, and danger closing in. Till Death, 2021, is a haunting descent into fear, heartbreak, and raw survival, where every breath is a battle and every step is soaked in desperation. In this gripping breakdown, we unravel the emotional torment, shocking twists, and fierce determination of a woman pushed beyond her limits in a twisted game of love and revenge. Emma woke up and found Mark leaning on her. But then she pointed her gun at his head. Emma was so scared that Mark fell in front of her again. She tried to calm herself down and pushed Mark away. But because she was afraid that Mark was stiff, she had to keep lying on the floor. Emma tried to get her hands off, but her fingers were fractured, and she couldn't do anything about it. She suddenly saw the mobile phone on the bed. There was hope in her heart. Emma got up and called the police but found no signal. She accidentally found Mark's pistol. Emma had an idea. She pointed her gun at the iron chain and turned her head to shoot. Emma was shocked. She pulled the trigger again, but the pistol still didn't fire. Could it be that there was only one bullet in it? Emma didn't want to sit and wait, so she pulled her body slowly. She finally came to the cloakroom. She wanted to change into a warm dress, but there was only one wedding dress in the closet. Everything seemed very strange, but Emma didn't think much. She pulled off the wedding dress and found a safe behind it. But Emma was in no mood to open it. She took off Mark's clothes and put the wedding dress on the floor. She carried the body on the floor, because there must be a tool to open the handcuffs in the basement. However, an accident. Emma rolled down with Mark. Emma was in pain, but she got up immediately. But when she turned on the light in the basement, she found it empty. No tool could be used. Emma scolded Mark. Then she dragged the body up the stairs. But Mark was too heavy. She dragged Emma down again. She scolded Mark again. But in the end, she still had to drag the body up the stairs. This made Emma very tired. But after a breath, she got up quickly. She dragged the body to the door. However, it was snowy outside. Emma laughed helplessly. She walked out the door in such weather. She would freeze to death sooner or later. Emma went back to the room. She looked for something useful. She found a cell phone in the vase. Emma called for help, but the cell phone was soaked for a long time. Soon, there was a piece of snow. Then it was completely blackened. Emma was in a bad mood, but she still wanted to find something. But the room was very clean. It seemed to have been completely cleaned up. Emma hurriedly knocked over the trash can, but she accidentally found the car key. This saved her. To keep warm, Emma put on Mark's pants and wrapped her legs in a wedding dress. Then she dragged the body out, but her skin just touched the muscle. Emma felt the coldness of her bones, but she still bit her teeth and endured it. She dragged the body step by step. Finally, she came to the garage. It took a lot of effort. She finally got in the car. Emma plugged in the key to start the car. She was excited to leave, but the car suddenly went out of control. She looked at the fuel tank. She found that the oil in it had been sucked out long ago. Emma suddenly collapsed. Then she was hit by the tent again. It turned out to be Mark's voice recording, because he couldn't accept Emma's cheating. So there is today's scene. But Mark is not a good man. He has been in contact with many people for a long time. But Emma didn't want to give up. She dragged the body back to the room. But she didn't wait for him to rest for a while. A loud doorbell rang outside. Emma carefully peeped. She found that the person was a good friend. And the reason she came here was because of the information about Emma. That must be Mark's cheating. But the moment the door opened, Emma was still scared by the body in front of her. She knew what was going on. The woman took the initiative to help deal with the body. But suddenly there was a familiar engine sound outside. Emma immediately realized that something was wrong, because the car had been following her before. She realized that the person was not a good man. Emma immediately let the woman hide. Then she went out alone. A man quickly walked out of the car. She wanted to go to the bathroom. She was afraid that they would find the blood in the house. Emma reluctantly refused, but Bobby Ray came out of the car. She didn't care about Jimmy's obstruction. He took out a knife. Shit! Emma was so scared that she didn't dare to speak. And Bobby Ray also broke into the room. Because of the impulse just now, Jimmy kept complaining to Bobby Ray. He said he was here to kidnap Emma. Why did he kill Emma? I'm sorry, but I need you to focus right now. You need to find her, right? They started to look for each other, and Emma had already dragged the body to the warehouse. Unfortunately, Jimmy found the blood on the ground. He also found it quietly. Emma found an iron shovel in the warehouse. She hit the body's arm hard. Unexpectedly, Jimmy found it so quickly. Emma rushed to the bottom of the basin, and Mark's body could only be left outside. Just in time, Jimmy pushed the door and found this scene. He ran away from the scene. Bobby Ray rushed over. He also turned over the body. Oh shit! It's him. Who? The guy who hired us. What the fuck are we still doing here, man? We're not leaving until we open this city. Only 2 people know the password. But now Mark's head is open. Next, they must find Emma. They decided she was hiding nearby. The 2 of them quickly started to go out and look for her. Fortunately, Emma found a barrel of gasoline in the warehouse. She dragged an iron chain to the barrel. She kept moving towards the garage. Then she quickly pulled out the pipe and connected it to the mailbox. Suddenly, Bobby Ray came over. In order to avoid being found, Emma could only hide behind the tire. Bobby Ray sat down and looked carefully. Fortunately, he didn't find the cat. But he was still worried. He started to circle the car. Fortunately, Emma had hidden at the bottom of the car. But Bobby Ray suddenly knelt on the ground. He pulled the knife into the tire. He saw that Bobby Ray had gone far away. Emma slowly climbed out of the car, but he turned around and found Jimmy was dragging Mark's body. Emma quickly hid to one side. It just so happens to be in the basement, but Bobby Ray still heard the sound. He found it immediately. Just when Emma was about to be found, suddenly the car alarm sounded outside. The 2 rushed over in a hurry, but there was nothing around. They realized that they had been fooled. Bobby Ray was furious. He swore to find Emma. Since the car sounded the alarm, it means she must be nearby. The 2 decided to attack. They pushed the door and saw the old man's clothes disappear. They were even more sure that Emma was here. The 2 opened the carpet to search. Bobby Ray even found the attic, and Emma was hiding there. Looking at the slightly wobbly white cloth, Bobby Ray took the lead. Emma followed closely. She also followed Bobby Ray's car key. Bobby Ray heard the sound and rushed over. He kept shaking Bobby Ray on the ground, but Emma suddenly attacked. Bobby Ray fell to the ground. Emma locked the door, and she smashed his hand hard. Then she ran out quickly. She rushed into Bobby Ray's car, but she didn't have time to start the car. Bobby Ray punched in. Emma struggled hard, but she was still dragged out. The man stepped on Emma's belly hard, until Emma was unconscious. When she woke up again, it was Mark's brain. They were tied together again, and Bobby Ray's group also found the safe. Inside is the diamond that Mark promised the 2. As long as they open it, it's a big deal. They asked Emma to say the password to the safe. But who can guarantee that she can live? Bobby Ray lost his patience. He grabbed Emma's right foot and wanted to cut it off. Jimmy was in a hurry to stop him. He didn't want another life. Jimmy pushed him down. He kept swearing under his breath. Jimmy happened to find the gun at the bottom. The next second, Jimmy took action. He quickly raised his gun. No one else needs to get hurt. Bobby Ray couldn't help but put down his knife. Then he walked behind. Jimmy kept persuading Emma. As long as she said the password, they would let her go. She couldn't escape at all. Emma decided to cooperate. But as long as they untie her handcuffs, she would tell them the password. Fortunately, Jimmy did it. Emma also said the password, but there was only a saw in the safe and a word left by Mark. Emma reacted instantly. The diamond was in her necklace. But no matter how hard Bobby Ray tried, he couldn't get the necklace. At their anniversary dinner, Mark put the necklace on her. Now it looks like a full set. Bobby Ray understood instantly. The saw didn't work on the necklace. He took the opportunity to take away Bobby Ray's pistol. Without hesitation, he pulled the trigger on Emma. But he tried several times. He found that there was no bullet in it. Emma took the opportunity to grab the knife, but she was crushed by Bobby Ray. She couldn't bear another life. Jimmy was in a hurry to stop him, but the body was too light to be thrown away by Bobby Ray. The head was pierced by the nail on the wall. Jimmy collapsed instantly. He killed her, but he blamed everything on Emma. I think Bobby Ray can be saved, but the 2 have already started a fierce fight. At a critical moment, Emma grabbed the handle on the ground. She hit Bobby Ray on the head, but she didn't make up for the knife in time. He tied her to Mark again. Emma rushed into the garage to get in the car, but Bobby Ray still caught up with her. He had to hang on the railing and step on the gas, but Bobby Ray still fell on the car. And Emma didn't have a soft hand at all. Emma immediately turned around and was ready to leave. But because the tire was pierced by Bobby Ray, the car collided with the wall soon. Finally, the car stopped there. Emma managed to escape. Then she crawled on the ice, and Bobby Ray dragged the body to catch up with her. He grabbed Emma's ankle. Then he turned around and pinched her neck. Fortunately, Emma grabbed the knife in time. She hit Bobby Ray's shoulder. Emma was struggling to get up, but the ice suddenly cracked. Mark felt like that. The railing just grabbed Bobby Ray, and Bobby Ray grabbed Emma at the last minute. Bobby Ray hugged Emma tightly. He didn't give her a chance to escape, and Emma took the opportunity to pull out the knife from Bobby Ray's shoulder. Then she stabbed him in the eye. The pain made the man let go, and Emma was finally released. She broke the thick ice with a knife and finally crawled out. lying on the ice-cold lake. Emma kept panting, and the ring that once symbolized a beautiful marriage was also thrown into the water by her. Think back to their marriage of more than 10 years. They had been happy with each other, but she didn't know when it started. Mark couldn't control his desires, and Emma chose to cheat for revenge. Unexpectedly, Mark failed to invest. To avoid the responsibility, he decided to commit suicide. At the same time, he also carefully designed it to make Emma and her lover have nowhere to escape. You can do anything if you love someone, but if you don't, you end up hurting each other. Mark tried to destroy everything, but in the end, it destroyed him the most.